Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Breauxkin Theory. Today we got the CEO of Domo NETWORKZ. What's good?
Man, what's happening with it, man? Yo, thank you for having me, man.
No doubt,
I appreciate the invite. Yo.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you taking some time, you know what I mean, to sit with us and talk to us about how you've been so impactful in this music industry. Where did it all start with you for music?
I think, it started early, man. Just going back to like the early days from when I'm my bad, man. I'm rolling a little joint.
Nah, you good, bro.
But man, for me, it started, in my youth, man, with moms.
Okay.
Mom was an avid vinyl collector.
Okay.
Man, she had, in the collection, which I got the collection now, but man, it was well over 400, vinyls in there. So
that's crazy. Man,
just her love for the music, man, and me, when she getting paid, man, we going to the record shops, what I mean, and Sam Goodies and all them, them good spots from back in Tower Records and all that type of stuff back in the day. And man, just her buying vinyl, her, onto the tapes and then to the CDs, but just her love for it, became my love for it. So
I feel it.
That was like the seed, that was the seed planting time for me. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah.
What was a moment that made you realize that you were kind of built for this music industry?
I guess I could say probably, well, I mean, I did like a lot of work, man, when I was incarcerated, man. I did 13 years in a joint. So really, man, I was putting together, compilations. That's, I was curating compilations from within.
Gotcha.
So, man, really, I think, a project called Broken Cuffs, the first one I did when I put everything together when I was in prison. And then released it when I was in a halfway house, what I mean? And then I wasn't even able to attend because it was an album release party for it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to attend it because, I got the ankle monitor, I got certain perimeters I can't go to being in a halfway house. So man, it's I couldn't attend the party, but there's 80 people there.
Yeah.
On my behalf, without me being there, just all our phone calls and me telling, me just giving my vision, and them being accepted to it. And, so when I knew, that was just like a little ripple I made, but that gave me the confidence, like, all right, so if I could do that, then the next time I do it, I could do it bigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how did that make you feel? Like, what were some of the emotions that you were feeling, like being locked up? And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of things going very good, but you not even being out exposed, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
I mean, at that point of that particular release, because I'm coming off from doing like a 13-year bid, so I'm like like my last 6 months was, they allowed me to go to a halfway house. It's kind of like a step down, kind of like to get you ready for the streets. They let you, get limited freedom and all that shit. So, man, just coming, I was still in my mind, I was pretty much free. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm in a half. So, just at that point, man, it was just the motivation of knowing, okay, boom, I put this out. Now I know, okay, because I put it out like early when I had it already ready when I was in the joint. So as soon as they transferred me, boom, I had it ready to go.
Okay.
So I put out like April or something. I got out in March to the halfway house. It was out in April. Okay. So I had 5 months. Like, okay, I see what I did with that. Now let me prepare my mind for being free and then being able to do it the way I want to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I feel it.
So that that gave me the confidence to go into the part two of that. Was how I was able to do that, all free.
What would you say was the biggest hurdle when being released and like taking this music stuff to the next level? What would you say was like the biggest thing you kind of had to get over, or that kind of stopped you?
Well, first of all, I'm like behind the scenes for the most part. Like a lot of the projects that I do are in my name.
Yep.
But for the most part, man, I'm a behind the scenes dude. So, it's really like, man, you getting, after being gone for so long, and then you getting out, you figure like everybody got their circles of people that they fuck with already. You know what I mean? For just speaking from behind. I mean, even as artists too. You know what I mean? Even as artists, they go through that shit too. Being gone, now you got to come back and figure out what's going on. So everybody, it's kind of just filling your way in, and that's what I had to do. Like when I got out, I love, I always love underground music. Like I'm always like, I guess I'm like I'm an underdog myself. So I always root for, cats that do it the underdog way, quote unquote. You know what I mean? It's not the flashy way, it's not the glitz and glamour, but man, it's the authentic and it's the culture way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, I always looked at it like that. So, getting out and then, really, really getting out and then meeting, not to fast forward, but just meeting Jay Worthy. He was like pivotal in me seeing, okay, he was, we on the same lines, as far as just the ear wise and the music wise and the, and the aesthetic wise and the things I like to listen to and the things he listened to. So then he opened me up to this whole new underground wave that was, that was going on. Versus, it was, I was familiar with the blog era for sure from being in there, but just getting out, then, I run into Griselda, you know what I mean? Then I was learning about Rock Martian. Then, I already know about Alchemist, but then, I'll get reintroduced to what Al doing, my brother DJ Bugs, and, the little action, bro, just the list goes on and on. So, I seen what was going on with that. I'm like, okay, this is where, I could get off what my vision.
Yeah, I feel it. So like when you went in the joint, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say when you went in the joint, man, it was pretty much like the blog era, like you said.
No, it was before that.
Oh, it was before that.
Like no, way before. I went to jail in 2004.
Okay.
So I was gone from 2004 until 2017.
Okay,
so you figure when I went to jail, cause I'm a little older, man. I'm in my early 40s.
Yep.
So man, you figure when I went to jail, man, it was it was church phones and this shit was before MySpace.
Yep. Nah, I feel it.
So really, I had to learn social media. I had to learn social media and all that shit from in the cell. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna ask you, man. Like, what was the biggest difference that you seen from the music industry, like when you went in and then when you were out? Like, what kind of surprised you and like made you like, oh, where are we doing shit like that now?
It's really kind of like. Really was just where music had went back to. So I remember, before I left, man, he was, niggas selling CDs on the streets. And, was still that part of the game was still strong. So coming back out, and it was kind of a blessing because, that was the era for us, in the independent hustle. That was the strong independent hustle era. So fast forward now, finding this lane, that's pretty much what this lane is built on. You know what I mean? Vinyl, CD, you know what I mean? It's, of course, you want to stream good and all that, but that's not what we focus on, man.
Butter,
that's not the bread and butter like we get in music away, and then the people come in and then, they buy, they buy the physical. So I started, when I came out, it was 2017, so a lot of the vinyls was the vinyl game was starting to pop back up. I seen niggas selling CDs. I'm like, damn, like niggas still doing this shit. You know what I mean? So it was really it went away far as mainstream wise, but it was still bubbling. Far as just real collectors and real people, man, that love the art.
I feel like a lot of independent artists, man, they pretty much can get discouraged when it comes down to that stuff because, it requires a lot of money up front. And if you're not connected and you don't have like, the people to help you out and things like that, or a team in general, it could be a little overwhelming to do vinyl releases, CD releases, things like that if you're not prepared in advance. What would you say one of the things that you see like a lot of independent artists making mistakes about?
Well, definitely, man. Capital, like you gotta have some bread, but it's a lot of, man. It's a broad band of services out here now that does shit, and they competing with each other. So prices is coming lower and lower on certain shit. So it's some money involved. You gotta pay to play, but at the same time, man, still put your shit out. Regardless, like whatever, if you ain't got, if you all you got is a penny, but if you can record, I mean, it's programs you can download on your phone that'll mix and master your shit. Man, just do your art and put it out.
Work.
You know what I mean? And just be consistent. Whatever it is, because man, you just never know when it's gonna turn. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, it's really, I mean, I look at this shit like it's different, like it's therapeutic too. You know what I mean? Like the shit I do be therapeutic for me because you know I love this shit.
Yeah.
And putting you know putting together these projects, man, it'd be therapeutic for me. So I imagine the artists, you know, being able to get their art out. You know what I mean? That's a therapeutic thing to them too. So you know, kind of just keep it coming, man. You know, sometimes, man, you know, you got to win them one fan at a time. You know, I mean, sometimes you can't get them by the boatloads, man. So
for sure,
I just say keep putting the music out, man. Just get them one at a time.
Nah, that's the way you have to go, man. For me, man, like my story started like in 2017. I've been doing music for a minute, but it was just always on and off. You know what I'm saying? Like pretty much in the lunchroom, ciphers, things like that. And then when I was homeless in 2017, I taught myself how to make beats. I taught myself how to engineer and turn the storage unit that I was staying in into a studio and kind of like flipped it like that to get myself out of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So like just being in that situation, bro, just like made me have more of an appreciation for the music game. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like now on the other side of doing music full time, now I want to help others see that like, you know, this is a grind, bro. Like, you know, it's not something that like you're gonna flip the switch, drop the project. Like you hear the stories all the time, but like, you know, it's not really realistic because those people have got connections and things like that to where it's like people will drop a project and expect to like get put on because of that. And it's like, nah, bro, it's a slow grind. You got to transition into, you know, eventually being able to do that, man.
And push you like you gotta convince yourself first. Like you gotta convince yourself that your shit is dope. And what I mean by convincing yourself is how you get, like you gotta give it to the people with confidence, man. You just can't, you know, you can't, and then you just can't post the shit one time and expect, you know, man, constantly come back, even if the shit 2 years old, post it again. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You just never know. Like, man, just be intentional, man, with the shit, man.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, I feel like the society, man, it's like people are really hyper focused on like making people feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to post the same shit over and over. At the end of the day, a lot of people, they'll sacrifice themselves because it's like they don't want to post the same shit over and over. But it's like, yo, if somebody's gonna get mad at you for promoting your music and trying to get your stuff out, you know what I'm saying? Then they never wanted to see you win in the first place. So let them unfollow you.
That's
help your algorithm.
They followed you for a reason.
Exactly.
Now, you know, I know majority or you know, majority of the people that follow me because of the music.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Some came because of, you know, because you know, they might have been inspired off some other shit, but about 90% is there because of the music. So that's what I'm finna talk about.
Yep. You have to, man. And you know, at the end of the day, people get mad because like they put themselves in certain boxes and they want to see that same shit for you. So they try to pull you back down when you try to like, you know, go up, go higher and do some different shit. And it's like, yo, blocking out the noise, man, it's a skill in itself for independent artists. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's important to do that, man. That's one of the 5 majors for me is that I would tell an artist is learn to block out the noise, man. Learn to have you gotta have that tunnel vision, you know what I mean?
I was gonna ask you, man, like, you know, a lot of people get like antsy when things don't move fast and when things don't go their way. How did you stay consistent when things started going slow and like you weren't getting like instant gratification for the projects you were working on or like certain things you were doing?
I just go back to me when I feel like I'm getting into that mode to where, you know, I'm not feeling, because it's all about just feeling. I mean, I'm just speaking about myself, man. I just feel grateful to be able to even do this.
You have to.
To be able to even sit down talking to you right now about this. Like I'm grateful for it all the time, but that's just because of the walk I had to walk, and the times I had to learn patience sitting in the cell on lockdown. May not be, you know what I mean? We may not be seeing outside for some months and the letters getting slow and, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, you just got to put yourself in the mind frame of, man, I should really, like when I get to that, just going back to the cell, man, I should take myself, man, and go, I should just go sit on top of the Sphinx in Egypt. You know what I mean? I'm just mentally like taking myself out the cell. Bro, and I'm up there, man, just sitting, chilling, man, sun beaming. You know what I mean? And man, I got so good at it to where, man, I could start, you know, when I take my mind there, man, I can actually feel the heat. from the
Nah,
sun.
I mean, visualization,
You know what I mean?
bro, is real. You know what I'm saying? And the brain doesn't know the difference between real and fake. So it's like if you can get yourself to the point to where you can imagine that, your body and your soul and spirit, it acts as if it's true. It's already true. And it starts
It's already there.
making that happen for you to where it's like the universe starts coming to you to make that possible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's real, man. But you've worked with people all the way from West Side Gun to Larry June and things like that. How did it feel like having your name attached to like some pretty big predominant movements going on right now? And it's not just one, it's multiple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's been a blessing, man. Like to work with, you know, of course, like the homies, man. I rock with Jay Worthy, TF, homie 211, my young brother Osby Chill, Vel Nine, server like you, my crew. Again, but Domo Genesis too. So I gotta make sure I mention my brother, but then going even saying with Domo Genesis, like, you know, having my name, you know, with his, you know, on the record. You know what I mean? You know, is a big thing, because I was listening to Domo, you know what I mean, in the opinion, you know, we both from Inglewood. You know what I mean? And then, you know, fast forward to actually being able to, you know, not only, you know, I manage Domo, but, you know, to actually be able to, you know, curate a joint with him and put my name with him out, you know, out in the world, man, on these DPSs, man, is a blessing. But being, you know, having my name with Conway, Larry June, you know, the Outlaws, Rock Marshy, DJ Muggs, Sadat X. Like, man, you know, every time I'm able to do something like that, man, with the legends, man, you know, I just take time to soak it in, man. You know what I mean? And just be thankful. Like, damn, man, these are a lot of the people that, you know, I was listening to. You know what I mean? And then some of them even when I was young listening to. You know what I mean? So
I feel it.
You know, being able to, you know, later on, you know, come up and be able to, you know, put some art together with it, man, it's dope.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you, man, how important is faith to you?
Oh, faith is very important, my brother. Faith is very, very important. Any, like, you know, I'm a Muslim, but you know, at the same time, you know, I'm spiritual, man, and I believe that, you know, you know, it's a lot of paths to God. You know what I mean? So, you know, whatever your path is, you know what I mean, whether it be the Bible, the Quran, take it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's all leading to one source. You know what I mean? That's the Almighty. So, man, my faith is all I had, man, for a long time. You know what I mean, man? You know, for a long time, brother. Like, man, I didn't have no visits, no hugs, no kisses, no none of that, man. All I had was my faith and push-ups. You know what I mean? So, man, faith is real big to me, man. You know, just because I've been, you know, I just seen so much confirmation. You know what I mean? So many times, like, can't ignore it. You can't. So, no, this is very big. It's very big for me.
What would you say to somebody that's struggling with their faith as an independent artist or producer? What would you say is a way that they could strengthen their faith or even learn about it?
Well, I would say, man, you know, just to, you know, it just depends on what touch. Like, first you gotta seek. You gotta seek it. I'm getting the club too.
Nah, you good, bro.
Yeah, you gotta seek it. You know what I mean? First and foremost, man. If that's what's going on or that's how you feeling, like, you gotta be willing to go seek it first and foremost.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You gotta be, and then you gotta be, you know, in a position to be open to receive too. So, you know, it just depends on, you know, a lot of cats gotta be broken down to their lowest compound to receive it. You know what I mean? You know, that's just how, like, speaking upon myself, like, that's how I had to learn. And that's how I had to receive. So, you know, So you know, man, you know, once you broken down, man, you know, and then, you know, even at that point, like, some cats just want to take themselves out. You know what I mean? Or some cats get lost on the dope or whatever it may be to escape that part of it when you're already at the bottom. So, man, you know, you just got to be open to receive, man, and you know, then once you receive, man, just, you know, just pray. You know what I mean? That's my what got me through my time is prayer, man. Prayer,
it's super important, man. That's how I start my day every morning, man. Every morning I go outside.
However you do it, however you get it, man. You know what I mean? You don't have to bust down, make voodoo, man. You know, just that's what I do.
Yep.
Yeah, but you can just lay on your, you know, you can just be walking, and just, you know, just talk to God, man.
Yep.
Just, you know,
Absolutely.
yeah, just let him know. Just be thankful, man. Apologize for your wrongs.
Yep.
And just try to be better the next day. You know what I mean? The next minute actually.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Let's talk about Vel 9 for a second, man. How did that all start for you?
Vel, so with Vel, man, I've been aware of Vel like early when she was Vel Wonder then. Vel the Wonder. So man, I've been seeing Vel around for a long time, man. She been in the circuit, man, for a minute, man. Especially, you know, like female MC wise, like she always been to me one of the standout, top tier, bro, top tier bars, bro. You know, the visuals, just everything she come with. So, you know, really how that came about was I started working with her fiance, my boy Sir Rillish.
Yep, he
So
does.
so once me and Sir Rillish start rocking, you know, that pretty much, you know, led to, you know, me and Vel, you know, we started having a relationship, and she seen what, you know, the work I was doing with Sir Rillish, and, you know, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like, fuck it, man, we might as well just all work together. That's how shout out to my son. That's my son, Sir Rillish, man.
Yep.
You know, for, you know, because he's super, and himself, like you were saying, he's super dope too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's super
Absolutely.
dope.
Yeah, I had sent him some beats, man. So he said he found a few, so we're gonna put something in motion.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna tap in with him after we get off this. We gotta put that together.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
Who were 3 people that first started to believe in you when others didn't really see your potential? Doesn't necessarily have to be 3, man. You know what I'm saying? If you have 3, then give them.
So I had so just really like just the homies on the yard, man. My young homie who I still work with right now, Hyde Park. So I put out a few records with him.
Okay.
Hyde Park FB, and then we just put out he has a collective called the Negro Justice. We just did this record called Bird in the Cage with his group member, the homie JJ88. So both of those brothers right there, man. Speaking on the brother JJ88 too. We was all in the pen, and man, you know, shit, that's all I used to be talking about, man, is music. You know what I mean? Like, man, just, you know, I used to be in the phone about everything. I'm going in the cell, on Twitter, I'm coming in, you know, yard time, coming to the yard, talking about what's going on, and they just see my passion for it. You know what I mean? And then third, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of people, like, far as early, but just the cats I just know, like, I could just stick out like super early, and then my brother Trey D from the East Siders.
Okay.
So the homie Trey D, I was in the pen with him at the time. So me and, you know, Trey D, my Muslim brother. So me and him, you know, we struck up a relationship in that joint. That's real cool. That's my big brother. But at the same time, I used to pick his brain about the music game, and then, you know, I would you know, share with him what I wanted to do. And the things I was trying to achieve when I got out. So, man, he was one of the ones that always, you know, gave me the word, gave me whatever game that he had, you know, he gave it to me, and he seen my vision. And even, matter of fact, the first Breauxkin Cups, he got out before me. He got out the pen before I did. So he was one of the first calls I made, and he actually did a verse for me.
That's fire.
When I was still in prison, you know what I mean, when he was first out. So, you know, he one of the ones, you know, those 3 right there kind of was like the stamp of, you know, the ones I could say early on that I talked to on a daily. These cats, you know, I'm in prison. So I'm talking to them on a daily that stuck out, and you know, but it was other cats on the tier. My boy Hydro, man, my good Jewish brother, man, he was instrumental, because, you know, when my phone got took, he'll let me slide in and, you know, handle my business on his. So, you know, it was like that whole experience of them brothers, like a whole tier of brothers, man, that was, you know, just focused on, you know, trying to build themselves from within. So when we got out, you know, we could hit the ground running. You know what I mean?
I definitely feel that. So let's talk about real quick, growing up in Inglewood. From your success, have you caught that a lot of people maybe like feel some type of way about your success, or try to like slide in and get some favors and things like that? Like, how does it feel growing up in Inglewood and then now achieving the type of success that you have now?
Shit, man, I'm just an old underground loop dealer, man. That's what, you know. I really don't look at it as you know. I just a lot of the homies, they know they know what I've been through, man.
Yep,
You know what I mean? And they seen my walk, and they seen, you know, what I've been doing out here. So man, it's been, you know, it's been all love, man. It ain't really been, you know, it ain't really been no politics or, you know, no hate, at least from what I see. You know what I mean? But that's, you know, but everybody that, you know, that I come across, man, and that I talk to on a regular, man, and ones I don't even talk to on a regular, I just might see. Yep. And I, you know, I might not know, you know, I don't be knowing if people know what I got going on or not. But you know, a lot of people just, that when I see them, man, you doing some dope shit, man. You representing the city, right? You know, just it be shit like that. So, nah, I ain't never seen no hate, man.
Nah, I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What sacrifices do you feel like go unnoticed or you make behind the scenes that people may not be aware about?
It'd be a few of me time with the family, because you know, you got to deal with, you know, I'm dealing with a few different artists. I'm managing like, you know, over 5 artists, so you know, time wise, and then you know you got to deal with different personalities, and you know, just having them. You got to stay in a great mental space yourself. Yep. To be able to, you know, deal like we human. I go through shit, but you know, for the most part, man, you gotta stay grounded, and you gotta stay, you know, you have to be always pretty much at your best, or try to be at your best.
Nah, I feel
and then
that.
You have to be able to, and then they might be down, you know, just, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot dealing with different personalities and different energies and things of that nature, man. But at the same time, all the people that I work with, man, you know, like, you know, it's beyond just like a work relationship. Like really, like it's friends, and it's so, you know, it's really like you know, it's comfortable. You know what I mean? It's you know, you got your times when, you know, it's business. So, you know, it's them times when things got to be done, or then we had to put this part of the relationship to the side, and we talk business. Then you know, yeah. But you know, at the same time, man, it be, you know, it's really kind of just with, you know, you lose a little time with the family sometimes, man, because you ripping and running. Sometimes you know, you gotta put things, you gotta put them ahead of you, because really you helping them with their career, or you working with them to help build their career, even though, you know, it's still benefiting me, because, you know, it opens me up for other work at the same time. But you know, man, it's just, man, you managing somebody's really somebody's livelihood at the end of the day. So, you know, it's a lot that come with that. But yeah, just really, man, just kind of lost of time, a time with the family, man. If you don't balance it right, man, you know, that's the main sacrifice.
For sure. Yeah. What would you say is the biggest difference between managing an artist and just supporting one?
Well, shit, managing them, you're responsible for basically, you know, trying to go to find them some revenue, you know what I mean, or, you know, or just, you know, I mean, shit, life shit. But mainly, you know, you there to try to help them find revenue, trying to help them find a deal, trying to help them find a check. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing, because that's like, all right, sometimes, I mean, they depending on you because they got shit to pay. You know what I mean? It's life. You know what I mean? Not sometimes, like, you know, all the time.
All the time,
just that part. You know what I mean? That's definitely the difference from just somebody. Now you can have somebody support you, but they're not necessarily obligated to have to move and work for you.
Yep.
Versus, you know, when you know, when we get a word, or how we do our agreements, now it's an obligation. Now, you know what I mean, I'm obligated to you because I want, you know, when you go, I go.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's the difference. That's just a little difference, right? But supporters, but now let me give, like, supporters are very important, because you got, even with my brother, the guy Fahim, he don't call his fans. They're my supporters, because they're actually buying the merch. They're actually buying the vinyl. They're buying tickets to the shows. So, you know, a supporter is just as important as a manager, but at the same time, it's just no obligation of, you know, supporter could just slide, you know, even though a manager could slide when he want to too. You know what I mean? But you know, one is a job and one is more but it's both for the love. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
I feel like you got to be doing your job as an artist, giving the supporters hot shit to where it's like you want them to feel like they have to support. You know what I'm saying?
That
like, why wouldn't they support? Why wouldn't they buy their favorite album on vinyl if they're a vinyl collector? You know what I'm saying? If they like fly shit, why wouldn't they buy the T-shirt? You know what I'm saying? To feel like they part of the crew. You know, that's
what I'm saying. It's a big. It's all that audience for that direct to consumer audience. Is man, that's growing, man, by the numbers, man. Year by year, man. I'm watching it, and it's, you know, they're getting younger too.
Let's talk about that for a second, man. With that whole direct to fans thing, what is an opportunity that you feel like most independent artists are sleeping on, that they could kind of either connect with their audience in a way that makes them supporters, or, you know, kind of take advantage of making a quick dollar?
Well, I guess, I mean, if you're referring to as far as just outside of social media, where do you want to engage with your fans?
Something like that.
I would suggest website. Website is the key. Like, to me, is the big, because you figure you have a website, so now you're bringing all the traffic directly to you. It's no social media where they can just flip and slide to your shit when they come to your when they come to your home, when they come to your space. Then it's all about you. So, you know, when they come there, they there for you. You know what I mean? So the whole thing is, you know, we get them off social media, we get them off, you know, YouTube and all that, but the ultimate goal to be able to engage properly with your with your fan base, or your direct, you know, the consumer, bring them to your website.
Email list is super important. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I didn't realize that, you know, when I first started making beats, bro, I was giving out the beats for email addresses. I didn't know why I was doing it like that, but I was just like, hey, you want to hop on my shit? You know what I'm saying? Just give me your email type shit, and let's work like that. And then
I'm constantly getting email at me, you know, just like you probably get a shitload of emails. And some of them, you know, even those, you know, PRs and things of that nature, they'll do email blasts. So, you know, some of it I do click and go check it out and see what it's about. You know what I mean? Not all of it I don't, but if it looks interesting enough, man, and then depending on who it's coming from, you know, I go click it sometime.
Exactly. That's the whole thing, man. Who's coming from? You know, you have that connection with your audience to where it's like they know whatever you do is dope. They're gonna click every time. You know what I'm saying? To see what you got going on. For you, man, being a manager that you are, what would you say is the first thing that you look for in an artist before agreeing to manage or back an artist, talent-wise and career-wise?
The main thing I look for is, so I like to work with artists that's pretty much, I guess you could say, man, they just need me to come in, man, and just touch here, touch there. You know, some need more help than others. But I like artists that pretty much that understand what's going on, man, and just move. You know, and all I gotta do is just come fill in the gaps. Boom, 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 boom. But they constantly moving. So all I gotta do is boom. You moving? Okay. Oh, we on this? All right. Boom, boom. Like you have to be driven. Like I can't be the one driving. You know what I mean? Like you're the artist, man. This is your brand, man. This is your vehicle. So you gotta drive. I'm in the passenger seat. You know what I mean? But while I'm in the passenger seat, you know what I mean? I don't want to be using these terms to describe this, but I'm gonna be out the side of the window, man, busting. You know what I mean?
Shooting your shot. You miss every shot you don't take.
That's my job. You know what I mean? You gotta drive, but man, I'm gonna be out the side of the window, man, getting popping, man, and trying to kill some shit so we can eat.
We got to, man. How do you handle artists who are incredibly talented but lack the discipline in order to be successful in this industry?
I mean, shit, they phase out. Like it ain't like you gotta have discipline and structure, man. Like you got to, like, in order to be successful in this shit, you gotta have some kind of discipline and structure and order in your shit. Like all the greats have it. Kendrick, like the list, Drake, they all have a regimen and a structure that's why they're at where
Yep.
you know what I mean. That's why they do what they do and they at where they're at.
Nah, I
You know what I
feel
mean?
it.
So I mean, just speaking specifically, just TF. Like man, he's you know our program pretty much similar. Like we you know we gymming, we working out. You know what I mean? We programming, man, and we you know we that's how we structure.
I
You
feel
know what I
it.
mean?
I
We
feel it.
just kind of you know everything is in accordance to what's needed to be done and what's gonna keep us right to keep matching.
Nah.
You know what I mean? So
I feel it.
yeah, so man, it's just all about man. You know, or just to go back to what you were saying or the question, man. Artists, if they don't have like discipline and structure, and you know, you can be talented as a motherfucker. Like we done seen all kind of talent, man. Motherfucker can rap, motherfucker can sing, play instruments. You know, at the top of the game. But if you ain't got no discipline and structure, man. And anything gonna get you off balance, and anything gonna waver you off what you're trying to get, and then we all gonna lose. We gonna lose time, we gonna lose money, and you know that's you know we definitely ain't in it for that. You know, in it to lose that. So, so definitely, man. You know, I just think I don't care about how much talent you got if you ain't got the discipline, the structure, and the drive. Then I can't. It ain't nothing I can really do with you.
Yep. Nah, I feel that. Hey, we running out of time, man. We got less than a minute left. I was gonna ask you though, if you could ask yourself, or if you could tell your younger self something, what would you say and why?
Man, if I could tell there's a lot of shit I would say, but the one thing I would say, man, just follow. Well, you know what? Follow your vision. That's what I always say. I would follow my vision more, bro. Like I had it back then, but I was just you know distracted by a whole bunch of shit.
Yep.
But you know, I would go back and tell myself, man, follow your vision, man. Follow what you're passionate about now. Because imagine if I was doing, you know, what I was, you know, the things that I'm able to achieve now. If I could have did it back then, you know, I'd be, man, I for sure been sitting up, you know, high in one of these buildings somewhere, you know. So, man, you know, it's just, you know, I would tell myself, man, just, you know, just follow my vision, man, and stay sturdy, man, and stay focused on that. You know what I mean? And great things gonna come.
Nah, for sure. Definitely appreciate you taking some time out your schedule, man, to rock with us for real.
Man, appreciate you.